Good evening, guys. Welcome to my channel, Medico Study Point. So today we will study about cotrimoxazole. Guys, it is a very important topic which we will be discussing about in this video. So please watch the video till the end because I will be discussing about everything about cotrimoxazole which is asked in exams. So we will be discussing about rationale of cotrimoxazole, mechanism of action, adverse effect. Then we will be discussing about therapeutic uses of cotrimoxazole. So basically it's a full video lecture on cotrimoxazole. Every question will be included in this, which is frequently asked in exams. So we will be starting about the lecture. So what do we understand by cotrimoxazole? Basically it is an antimicrobial agent which is frequently used nowadays. So what is it? It is a fixed dose combination of trimethoprim, which is a diaminopyridine, with sulfamethoxazole, which is a sulfonamide. So basically in my previous lecture I have discussed about the combination of drugs, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the drugs. Guys, if you want that video lecture of that topic, I have just given the link in description box, so you can go there and check that video in the description box where I have discussed about the combination of drugs. So basically cotrimoxazole, it is also a combination of these two drugs, that is trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. Now we will be discussing about what is the rationale of cotrimoxazole or how it is formed, in which ratios we are taking these two agents for the formation of cotrimoxazole. So basically why we add these two drugs, so what is the purpose of adding these two drugs, every question we will be discussing about here. So basically, for getting the optimum synergistic effect, it is observed when plasma concentration of trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole is 1:20. That means trimethoprim we are taking 1 and sulfamethoxazole is 20 times than trimethoprim. It is the plasma concentration of both the agents. So this is achieved by combining these two agents in fixed dose ratio of 1:5 in the plasma. So it is in plasma. Now if we are forming the dosage form, or I can say tablet, then what is the ratio in which we combine these two drugs? So when we are forming the dosage form, that is tablet, we are mixing trimethoprim 80 mg and sulfamethoxazole 400 mg. So guys, it is a rational FDC, and it is because this combination provides synergistic and bactericidal action. So basically when we are giving the individual drugs, for example, if we are giving trimethoprim alone or if we are giving sulfamethoxazole alone, then they produce bacteriostatic action. So for getting this optimum synergistic effect, we combine both these drugs, then we get the bactericidal action. So this is the advantage of combining these two drugs. Now we will see about mechanism of action of cotrimoxazole. So basically, what is the mechanism of action through which cotrimoxazole works in our body? So this combination sequentially blocks the synthesis of folinic acid. That means our body needs folic acid for the synthesis of DNA. So what does it do? It blocks the formation of folic acid, or I can say folinic acid. So if folic acid will be not formed in our body, then the DNA will not be synthesized in the body. And if DNA will not synthesize in the body, the microorganism cannot be survive in our body. So what is the mechanism of action? Para-amino-benzoic acid, that is also known as PABA, it is converted into dihydrofolic acid with the help of an enzyme, folate synthetase. So these are the sequential steps which goes in our body. Now this dihydrofolic acid, it with the help of another enzyme, that is dihydrofolate reductase, converts into tetrahydrofolic acid. So guys, this is the mechanism through which tetrahydrofolic acid is formed, and by the tetrahydrofolic acid, folic acid synthesis is done in our body. So what does this cotrimoxazole do? It is formed through combining sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. So what does sulfamethoxazole do? It inhibits the step, or I can say it inhibits the enzyme folate synthetase, which converts para-amino-benzoic acid into dihydrofolic acid. So if dihydrofolic acid will not be formed, then tetrahydrofolic acid will not form, and the synthesis of formation of folic acid will be stopped. Now what does the trimethoprim do? Trimethoprim also inhibits the enzyme dihydrofolate reductase. Now if dihydrofolate reductase is inhibited, then tetrahydrofolic acid will not be formed, and then there will be stoppage of formation of folic acid. So guys, this is the whole mechanism of action of cotrimoxazole. It is a wide antibacterial spectrum. Guys, if you are watching the video, if you have reached till here, then please, it's my humble request to watch it till the last to get advantage from this video, because I have covered every point which is asked in NEET PG exams, or I can say in your MBBS exams. So please watch it till the end. Now we will discuss about the therapeutic uses of cotrimoxazole. So what are the therapeutic uses of cotrimoxazole? Number one, it is used in urinary tract infection, or I can say UTI. Mainly caused by E. coli. The E. coli bacteria usually cause urinary tract infection. So it is the generally used in treatment of urinary tract infection. Second point, that is GIT, gastrointestinal tract infection, GIT infections. So what are the GIT infections? It is effective for, travels diarrhea. When somebody is traveling from one place to another and if he is complaining about diarrhea, then we can give him cotrimoxazole in the treatment. Number third point is pneumocystis jirovecii pneumonia. So it is a drug of choice which is commonly seen in patients of AIDS. The person who is having AIDS, or I can say autoimmune deficiency syndrome, they are generally prone to pneumocystis jirovecii pneumonia. So in such patients, we generally give cotrimoxazole as a treatment. Number fourth, respiratory infection. For which respiratory infection? It is used in both respiratory infection, that is upper respiratory tract infection and lower respiratory tract infection, URTI and LRTI. Number fifth, typhoid. Some strains of Salmonella typhi are also cause infections in individuals, or I can say that they respond to cotrimoxazole. So we can also give cotrimoxazole in treatment of such type of strains of Salmonella typhi. Number 6 point is Staph aureus, including MRSA. Means we can also give in the treatment of Staphylococcus aureus, including MRSA, that is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. That is a Staph aureus which is resistant to methicillin. We can also give cotrimoxazole in treatment of such type of Staph aureus. And number 7th point, that is miscellaneous uses. So in miscellaneous uses, we can give, for an example, if any individual is infected by H. ducreyi and he is having chancroid, then we can give trimoxazole. And the infection of nocardiosis, an infection of plague, and etc, etc. So guys, I have just written all the uses, or I can say maximum uses, therapeutic uses of cotrimoxazole in one place, which is generally we use that in the treatment. Now we will discuss about the adverse effect of cotrimoxazole. It is also very important, and guys, it is generally asked in exams, what are the adverse effects of cotrimoxazole. So what does it cause? So number one, that is macrocytic anemia. So why does it cause macrocytic anemia? We have to just know the answer now. Why does it cause macrocytic anemia? It causes macrocytic anemia because it inhibits the conversion of folic acid, and that folic acid to folinic acid. So, and we all know that folic acid is used for the synthesis of RBC. So now if there is deficiency of folic acid in the body, then RBC will be not formed, and the person may cause or can lead to macrocytic anemia. So guys, in every adverse effect, I have given you the reason that why it is causing this adverse effect. Now, if individual is having macrocytic anemia, if we have given the cotrimoxazole in the female which is pregnant, or I can say if it is used in pregnancy, then there are chances of teratogenic effect. Why that teratogenic effect? Due to folate deficiency. That means if the lady is pregnant and she is having deficiency of folate, then it may cause to teratogenic effect. Number second is in neonates. So in neonates, methemoglobinemia and hemolysis may occur if given at full-term pregnancy. Number third point is GIT. Everybody knows that what are the adverse effects which is caused in GIT, that is nausea and vomiting. Number fourth is crystalluria. Why does it cause crystalluria? It is due to the poor solubility of sulfonamide and acidic urine. So guys, what happens when we give cotrimoxazole? We are having sulfamethoxazole, and it is a sulfonamide, and it is very, very poor solubility in acidic urine. So it forms crystals there. That is known as crystalluria. Number fifth, hypersensitivity reaction. It is generally seen in maximum of the drugs, hypersensitivity reaction. Number sixth is blood dyskaryosis. It is rare, but if it happens, then it may prove fatal. Number seventh is kernicterus. It is also a common sense, because what does it do? Cotrimoxazole, if we given it in a high concentration, or I can say it causes adverse effect, what does it cause? They cause hyperbilirubinemia. How does they cause hyperbilirubinemia? bilirubinemia? They by displacing bilirubin from plasma protein binding sites. So basically, where the bilirubin is binded to plasma protein bindings, what does cotrimoxazole? It displaces it from there. So when it displaces it from there, then there will be high concentration of bilirubin, and then bilirubin can enter brain and deposit there and can cause kernicterus in neonates. Number 8th point, that is hemolytic anemia, where it can cause hemolytic anemia in the individuals which are having G6PD deficiency. So guys, maximum of the adverse effect I have discussed here, and there are also other some adverse effect like etc. So I have discussed everything about cotrimoxazole, guys. So thank you for watching my video, and if you are new on my channel, please guys do like, share and subscribe my channel. And thank you for watching the video. And as I have already discussed you that if you want the another video lecture of I have discussed their combination of drugs, because it is also because cotrimoxazole is also an example of combination of drug. So I will be just giving you the link in description box where you can go and check that video. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching my video.